the Philippines where sunlight gleams, Brian, Tess, and family dreams. By the shorelines, kids at play in a tropical bright array.
Back out here at HQ, it's, well, 9:10. Long, slow trip this morning. We're still waiting on the parts, the wheel bearing and the lower control arm bush to arrive from Manila back in the city. So I thought I'd take a chance and drive it out here with the wheel bearing the way it is, and just took it really slow, like 60 kilometers per hour. So, and Tess is just inside making me a coffee, and the boys are out here knocking up some hollow blocks. You going to cook, babe, or it's already cooked?
It's cooked.
Already?
Yeah. Take the chicken finger.
It's in the fridge, the car fridge, but not super cold, but breakfast time here in the province. Most of you guys have seen the wood burning fire here before. It's all very much off grid. There's one solar light here, screwed up, wired up to a small panel that sits up on the roof, charges it up all day. And you don't have to guess what Tess is going to have for breakfast. Rice and fish. Rice is life here in the Philippines. We just had a few drops of rain, a little bit started, and the boys panicked because they got the blocks are all outdoors drying. So, but what I wanted to mention, I've already said before, guys, you need to commission your blocks to be made yourself. Otherwise, you'll get the commercial blocks that are super poor quality. These aren't the greatest quality, that's for sure, because they're not machine pressed. They're only handmade, so they're only as good as the guy whacking the concrete into the molds with a piece of wood. They're certainly not as strong as a machine pressed concrete block. But in saying that, the mixture of sand and cement here in the Philippines, they don't use gravel at all in their CHB. These have got gravel because I said I want a mix of 136, and the reason I wanted to mention that was that here in the Philippines, normally the mix will be 1 part cement, 7 parts sand only. That's all they use. Now, my point being that the boys complained that they're only getting 26 blocks out of a bag of cement instead of the usual 30 blocks. And I laughed because that tells me, because I've made them measure with a bucket. I said, right, you get a bucket and you measure 136 and make sure the measurements are accurate so that the mix is correct. Now, they don't normally use, they said, oh, this is taking longer. I don't care, just get it done, because they only get paid by the bag of cement. So they're complaining because it's taking them longer to make the bricks. But it just goes to show how much sand they were putting in before, because I've got 9 parts sand and aggregate in with 1 part cement. They were only putting 7 before, apparently, but getting 30 blocks. And I said to Tess, well, that tells you that when they're not measuring it, they're putting way more sand. They're putting 10 parts sand to 1 part cement if they're knocking out 30 blocks per bag, and they're only getting 26 blocks now. So commercial blocks, and it can be more. It can be 11, 12 parts sand with 1 part cement, and you're basically getting a sand block, and they literally will fall apart in your hands. I saw with some of the commercial blocks we had to get for Mum and Dad's house here, just to do the gable roofs. Once the place was built and the roofing guys turned up to do all the trusses and stuff, and they had to get some more blocks to put the gable ends on. And so they just purchased a few commercial blocks to put the gables up, and Tess went to unload the blocks when they arrived here, and literally she picked up a block and it just fell in half in her hand. She didn't drop it, she didn't put any pressure on it, she did nothing but pick it up, and it fell in half in her hand. So make sure you commission them yourself and get the mix as you want it. There'll be rebar up between them, and then there'll be a concrete mix poured inside, so the wall will be solid. So they just need to hold the concrete in, but they still needed to be way better than the commercial blocks. So that's my point. That's the reason I say don't purchase commercial blocks here in the Philippines, because you'll have no idea how much sand is going in there, and they'll put as much sand as they can to get as many blocks out of a bag of cement. So here, at least, they're being manufactured here at HQ, and the reason I asked for them to be manufactured here and not over on our land where they're going to be used is so that Tess's dad and brother-in-law could actually supervise. So fingers crossed. But at the moment, Mano Atto is making a noise over in the background with the caliglig on the rice fields, so I apologise if it's a little bit noisy, guys. But yeah, that was my point about the hollow blocks. I have mentioned before to you guys, don't buy the commercial blocks, and now I've just given you the exact reasons why I say don't buy commercial blocks here in the Philippines. The boys have been busy here again, throwing a bit more concrete down here towards the kitchen, the old kitchen here. As I said, this kitchen's going to come down. In fact, the guys have been out with chainsaws cutting woods off the land, getting enough timber to make some trusses and stuff for the new kitchen. Once they get all the materials together, then they're going to build hollow block walls and then wooden trusses. It's not a great idea here because of the termites and the bok, I think they call them, which are very similar to termites. They get stuck into the wood. So hence the reason this is all steel here, an iron roof and hollow blocks. There's no wood in that house at all. So the plan is to, as I said before, rip this kitchen off and put a new kitchen up, and then I assume they'll finish some more of the cement. But yeah, as you guys have seen, this is Philippine style. They just stop the concrete where they run out of concrete, and then they just add onto it and extend it. It's not to handle vehicles and any heavy weight. So, and while some of the rice has been harvested, other fields are being replanted while it's the rainy season and wet. So all these fields here are all ready to go to be planted, and there's some more just on the other side of these trees here that are ready to go. And we haven't been over to our land yet to have a look at the fields over near our land. I'm not sure whether they're ready to be replanted. The last time I videoed the caliglig, we didn't actually see it in action. This is the process after the fields have been ploughed, and it's all very rough. Then the rain comes in and soaks everything down, and then they come through with the caliglig, and it just flattens all the mud out, so the fields are completely flat. Then Kuya here is going through and dragging some drainage to drain some of the water away, because as I said before, if it's too wet, the seeds will just float on the water. They won't take, won't sprout, you won't get rice. So you need it muddy but solid enough that the rice seeds will all sit into the mud. So it's all action here today. The boys are making the hollow blocks. I think the pig pen's just about complete. I'm going to stop. We're just about to head into Barwood and get some ice and some supplies. So we're going to stop on our land and have a look on the way over. And the boys have been busy. I asked them to finish off the pig pen before they continued with the shed, which you can sort of see over in the trees there. We're going to use some of these old hollow blocks which were not of good quality, that I wouldn't use in a house. We're going to use those for the shed. I said use them for the pig pen first, we'll see what's left over. And we can use them for the shed. Yeah, so 3 big pens on this side, 6 small on the other side. And not finished yet, of course, but at least they've actually got the walls up. Just the top's not finished off here yet. So the idea is to put the blue drums up off the ground here, so they'll gravity feed. We'll run pipes across the top here between the pens, and then pipes down into each pen with the water nipples, so the pigs can get water whenever they need it. There's a big drama going on at the moment with ASF, African swine flu, and the powers that be here have decided that all the pigs, including breeding sows, everybody's livelihood is being destroyed. They've been going around, the barangay captain's been going around from house to house, barangay to barangay, and slaughtering all the pigs and burying them, because that's their solution to get rid of the swine flu here, is to just kill every pig. Whether they have symptoms or carriers or not, there's no testing. The process here is we just kill them all, so everyone loses everything that they've worked for, and yeah, you start again. There is some compensation being paid, but it's not a lot compared to what people will lose, the potential profit for selling your piglets when they're fattened up. Welcome to the Philippines, folks. These are the rice fields here. They've already been run over with the caliglig, and you can see these drainage channels here. I've got this drainage channel running through here to drain off the majority of the water, and I'm not sure if Papang has already been over and seeded here yet. He's just seeding the ones on the other side of the house at the moment, but it's all go go go. These have been ploughed, but certainly haven't had the caliglig put through. The pens are almost complete, but there's no great rush to get them completely finished right now because of the drama that's going on with the ASF here at the moment. They've actually done what I asked, which was finish the pig pen off, get the hollow blocks started, and then we'll use the leftover hollow blocks that are there on the shed here, and maybe a few of the new ones that have gone up. We might use a few of the new ones on the foundations and the base, and then stick the older ones up on top, and we'll still fill them full of concrete, and they'll have rebar in them, so hopefully they'll still be strong enough. It's only going to be a shed. I don't expect the shed to fall down, but I didn't want to use those old ones in the house at all. So, and the boys have put some concrete around the well here. That's looking good. All this dirt and gravel here that's still piled up around the well that they dug out of the ground is all going over onto the ground here where the house is going. House is only going to be a small house, just enough to put a roof over our head, a couple of bedrooms, living room, kitchen and bathroom. So it's going in this general area here, and then this section here we're going to clear out and use for planting for garden, and probably the other side of the well there we're going to get Tess and the girls out here to put some veggies and stuff in there. Yeah, so the boys have already started they're bagging it up to move it. They've already started clearing all this. You'd think I'd be a good bloke and just buy a wheelbarrow, wouldn't you, and bring a wheelbarrow out here so the boys could just fill the wheelbarrow from here and just barrow it over and empty it out. But they'll shovel it over here, bag it all up, and then they'll get the bags and move the bags over there and empty them back out. So definitely looking much clearer up here. Grass is starting to grow back again now already. It's insanely fast with the wet season here, but at least we can move around and get some things done here at the moment. Spray over here before they throw the dirt and gravel down over here, because we've got to build this ground up a little bit. It's not too bad. It doesn't actually flood over here, but we still want to build this up, lift the house up off the ground, of course. And all those big pieces of bamboo that you guys will remember that was all laying on the land over there before. That's what they've used up the top here. That's what the roof will be mounted on. Wood for the ground, because you put bamboo straight into the dirt and it doesn't last long. Rots out fairly quickly, so wood in the ground and then bamboo for the trusses and where the roofing will go. Some more of the bamboo we've got left over here, which we can still use to make some tables and chairs and stuff outdoors here in the shaded area, and of course keep costs to a minimum. We're on a very, very tight budget, hence the reason we're moving so slowly. Just doing bit by bit each month as we can, and yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. Still moving forward slowly each month on a tight budget, as I've said. So hopefully we'll get these hollow blocks knocked up in the next few weeks, and they need, I think, they say a week to 2 weeks to cure properly. So we're going to give the concrete time to set and cure. Then we can start getting the little house built. So don't forget, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed, please smash that subscribe button down there in the corner. Thank you to all the newcomers that have come on board. Thank you to everyone that's been with us since day one. We're still growing, expanding our channel every week, thanks to you guys. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. Don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to drop a comment, and of course subscribe, share our channel. And if you'd like to help out with our project monetarily, you can do so through PayPal, special thanks, or joining our memberships here. Always check out the links in the description below, guys. As you know, I always put a link in the description to the website where I met Tess. You too can meet your own Filipina. Free to create a profile if you click the link, and you can check the website out. So
Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
from an Australian in the Philippines and a Filipina in the Philippines.
Peace out.